Yeah, so last time, I have some bad news. Last time I only got like 30% of our recording because I was trying to upload it at the same time as recording it, and my computer was like not having it. I got home, I wanted to cry. I literally wanted to cry. I was like, this is the saddest shit ever.
The following moments may contain explicit language.
It starts with a quarter, a phenomenon that had to happen when the TV set married the computer.
In the arcades.
An old favorite is back.
We've played every game until we're bored of it.
In arcades across America, pinball is bouncing back.
Welcome to the program. We are, as always, Lawrence Adams and Dean Roblee, and we are recording in person at the happiest place on earth, the 9 3/4 Pinball Arcade, from the most beautiful location on the planet, Santa Cruz, California. Dean, how's it going, man? What's going on at 9 3/4 today?
Oh yeah, doing good, dude. I'm getting ready for our finals.
We got finals tomorrow.
Season finals. Now our seasons are 6 weeks, so it's all fast.
Yeah, 6-week finals. I mean, 6 weeks. 6 weeks in a league is fantastic. I'm actually really enjoying it.
I like it too.
It moves quicker, which is kind of like a down on the farm here with Whoppers, but at the same time, it kind of just keeps things moving.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's not really much like, oh, okay, well, like I got 4 weeks that I don't really need to do anything with, or like anything like that. It's like, no, dude, I gotta kind of be here for no less than like 5.
Yeah,
right. Like you gotta actually show up.
And yeah, if someone's killing it, like Kevin Johnson, just winning first on everything. He's like, all right, well, this season's is over. Like I'm gonna do better next season.
I was looking at him. I was looking at his score, and I was like, I think he got a perfect score like 75% of the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the hell is he smoking? Because I want some.
Yeah, definitely the crap.
Yeah, I'm concerned. In fact, I'm gonna have to show up tomorrow early and get some practice in, because I got a little rusty on some of these machines, especially the ones that I need to be good at.
Yeah, maybe I'll put that secret plug back in Baywatch to make the shark clipper drain every time. I'll let you know.
That works.
Insider trading.
Exactly. That's a little bit of insider trading. But nobody gets hurt. It's just pinball. We all do a little bit better as long as I'm the one doing a little bit better. Anyways, folks, today on the program, we will be talking about home arcade and pinball news and updates, a recap from California Extreme, which was an expo that I actually got to go to, which is surprising for me because my schedule is always a mess, and a segment we are calling the Operator's Dilemma. But first, it's arcade and pinball news. First up for pinball news, the rise and fall, so to speak, of Jack Danger. I'm not sure if you heard about this. So Stern Pinball has named Jack Danger the new head of community. And it wasn't really sure what that meant.
Doing that?
Well, I
Like
mean,
he
basically was. Well, he started on Twitch, right? He had a huge following, right?
That's his
But when he moved on to do development for games, he pretty much stopped. And I think, that was kind of, I'm guessing, Stern's prerogative, right? Like if you go back to look at like problems they had with Franchi being too public and stuff like that, right? They want their designers locked down.
Yeah.
I guess at first it was announced that he will be balancing doing the new responsibilities alongside finishing his most recent game. But basically it kind of was cryptic, and it sounded like he was kind of handing off those responsibilities to somebody. And then on his stream or through his socials yesterday, it became clear that this is going to be the last game he designs, whatever's about to come out.
Forever?
Well, I mean, forever is a big word, right? But I mean, that was how it was put out there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's, it's like anything can happen in the WWE, anything can happen in pinball. I think we probably see him back at the well eventually. But
maybe he's just over it.
He could just be over it. I had that exact same thought.
I mean, I have like my whole situation here is kind of like a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
You know, I have like
it's just a lot of work.
6 or 7 games that I like really, really want to see.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll be ready to move up to Shasta after that.
Right.
I kind of like,
I hear you.
Just go live in the woods.
It is so much
Or maybe
work,
I'll
man.
sell one of these machines at Art Basel in Miami and make like $1 million.
Yeah, you could do that. I know when you look at your pinball collection and realize how much money you'd have in your pocket if you just sold it all one day. Like you're like, shit.
Yeah.
I could actually live pretty comfortably if I wasn't in this hobby.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is the community reaction. It's been kind of like Jack Danger himself. There's been opinions on him rather. It's been kind of a wide array of opinions. Some people could care less, and some people are seeing this as like a really good return for him to like what he was really known for and loved doing, right? Which was streaming and being a part of the community and helping.
So it seemed like such a rad dude. He'd be like playing and answering questions.
Exactly. And so doing it for Stern seems like a good idea. I will say some people in the community have been gushing a little too much. I really hate to call people out, and I don't want to come across as negative here because I absolutely love the enthusiasm. But Orbital Albert from the Poor Man's Pinball podcast, I just got to say, after listening to your last episode, next time, try not to get me in your hair.
Wait a minute.
Your love for Jack was definitely shining through, but let's not deify the dude.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting that he's got the one title that supposedly can be probably Pokemon, right? That's what the rumor is.
Sick.
I actually do agree that would be sick.
Was that Nintendo one back in the day? Where you go around and take photos of them?
Yeah, there was that.
Like N64.
Someone's gonna kill me, but I think it's Pokemon Snap. That was an amazingly passive game.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, you already know this, but Jack is of course known for his work on Foo Fighters, Uncanny X-Men, and the Jurassic Park Costco exclusive home edition. He has confirmed through his latest stream and post to social media that he's moved into a new position at Stern, even though it's an ambassadorship. He can still get parking tickets, so it's not deified the dude. But actually, no. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm happy. If he wants to be streaming and he enjoys doing that more, then I say go do it, dude. Because first off, putting 3 professional pins at Stern under your belt is a lifetime accomplishment that most people will never
Sometimes
get.
like, dude, it's cool to get off the top of the pile and let someone else do it.
Exactly. And it cannot be an easy job. Yeah. It just flat out cannot be. So if I wish him all the best. I don't know him at all, but just knowing the community and knowing what he's contributed, I hope that he's happy with wherever he's headed and that he lands safely and happily.
You're just being modest.
Next up, I noticed that this hasn't actually been going around, so I don't know if people out there are aware of it, but Stern currently has a sweepstakes to win a Dungeons and Dragons Pro. Wow. They did this for their Metallica a while back, and that was posted everywhere on social media, but Dungeons and Dragons seems to be slipping under the radar. So folks
signing up right now.
Yeah, dude, go right now. Just put the podcast on hold, or if you're at your computer while you're listening to this, go ahead and just go to sternpinball.com and check it out. I mean, what can it hurt, right? You enter to win a free machine.
Your money back if you're not pleased.
I want to go back to I actually had another point about this whole Jack thing. There was when Stern had its media day a little while ago, and Triple Drain
kind of thing.
Yeah, Triple Drain did the interviews with like a bunch of people. I don't know if you heard that episode. Like they roped in everybody. They had Elwin there, they had Gomez there, they had like every.
It was like
Zombie Yeti
in-house meeting thing.
But one of the groups they had was Gary Stern himself, and their who was a very young media manager and marketer, who's a kid who came from, I'm going to call him a kid because he's probably younger than me, comes from Disney.
Yeah, girl.
And I got to say, if you're that dude and you look at the community and the following that Jack Danger built online, and you see him designing pinball machines in a place that is rich with designers. My first thought as a marketer would be, what are we doing? Let's get this guy back online. Let's get him promoting because all they talk about whenever you listen to Gary Stern talk is growing the hobby, right? How do you grow the hobby best?
Insider Connected is going to take really the reins.
Absolutely.
As far as I'm concerned.
I'm with you on that 100% too. It makes routing easier. It makes gameplay a whole lot more fun. And it appeals to a younger generation.
Everyone's like, I got to get it back out there and get my new mission.
Yep. The achievements are gigantic. But I just think that this is probably, if the guy they hired who came from Disney, I'm sorry, sir, if you're listening to this, which I really doubt, but I can't remember your name right now. But if the guy that they got from Disney came over there, obviously they're paying him serious money. And I think that's probably one of his first moves is to be like, let's get the dude who everyone loves. I mean, the pinball community deifies Jack Danger. They love him.
He can do no wrong. I ever found when I looked into
that's
pinball, and I was like, whoa, cool, this is crazy. This guy's insane. Like talking all like wild.
Yeah.
Like drinking beers on street.
Right. He's
like a cool dude.
So I think that was probably, I mean, from a purely marketing perspective, I think that was a very, very smart move. I just hope that it was like on his terms as well. Like that it wasn't like, hey, we want you to do this and not this. I would imagine. So they don't seem very cutthroat over there unless you do something really stupid. Anyways, okay, moving on. Talking about California Extreme 2025, I got to play Harry Potter. I
Send me a photo. I was like,
yeah, I sent you the
I
photo.
was actually, I dug through that. I was like looking at every
Yeah,
little
I
thing.
know, man.
Oh my God.
So-
oh my God.
I really, just for the sake of my wallet, I really wanted to be able to report back. This was just another JJP, and it wasn't that cool. I'm sorry, folks. It is cool. It is one of the coolest machines. I mean, a lot of times when I look at a machine and I start to think about what I like about it, the first thing I go to is like, well, what's my favorite shot, right? Or what's my what shots feel good on
It's
the
like
machine?
natural. Like if you just play naturally, like your style.
Right. There
Are you
was
hitting
not
stuff?
a bad shot on this machine. Everything felt good. And I mean, some people are going to complain about things like the scoop shot or the Death Eater shot. I actually, of course, I like hard games.
Yeah.
I own a Ghostbusters, The Shadow, and I love games that are challenging. And so those shots were nothing burgers to me. But just the interactivity of the staircase, the upper playfield, which is similar to the mentality that Elwin used when he made Jaws, which is like get them up there and then get them out of there.
Yeah.
But just the integration with the theme, Quidditch, and like the fact that
Dude.
there's a spinner to rip up there,
Yeah.
and like I was endlessly entertained for the 2 games I got to play on it, and I still stand by my original statement, which is, it's going to come down in price once people buy 1 million of them in about 2 years, and so we'll pick one up for about $5,000 probably eventually.
Surprisingly inexpensive.
But I think that for right now, there's no FOMO because they're not going to stop making them. But I do think it's like, man, if I did have just the cash to burn, some other stuff would be on.
I knew this day was coming because as soon as I was like, I was like, they can't not have a Harry Potter machine. And all of a sudden I got word of it. And I was like, oh man.
And it's only
I'm
going to
not
get
ready.
better too from
Yeah.
where it's at.
Well,
Like
so it's so funny. I didn't go to California next year. I was supposed to go.
Yeah,
but
you
I
were-
was-
you were
I
stuck
was-
here.
Yeah, I was busy. But what's funny is now every time I walk past our Godfather,
Right.
Godfather LE downstairs, right? Every time I walk by the Godfather, I look over and also just Harry Potter, and I was like, end up like watching it, dude.
I know.
I'm like watching the screen for like 5 minutes, like, oh, how sick is this game?
Stern does
And
that
I'm
to
just
me
like,
all the time.
yeah, I'm
too.
just like staring at this giant JJP screen of Harry
Yeah,
Potter. I was like,
yeah.
this looks insane. It's like we basically have it.
And yeah. You got the experience
You
of
just sit
oohing and
and
awing
watch.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got popcorn maker. We just sit and watch videos.
So yeah, no. Speaking of the advertisements, I was just going to move on to Jaws 50th because I got to play that too. Stern does that to me too because I'll be standing there in my arcade at home, and all of a sudden the ad for Jaws 50th comes on, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dust up about whether or not the red trim looked good, and just like every other LE or powder coated game that Stern's ever made, in person it looks entirely different, and it's one of the sexiest machines I've ever seen. I'm obviously in the market for a Jaws Premium. If I had the money to burn, I would just buy one off the rack right now. The only good news is this whole thing, and also Harry Potter, just the pinball market in general right now, used premiums are coming down quite a bit.
Yeah.
But a couple of things about the premium, it just, the glitter playfield where they put the glitter and how it looks like water shimmering, especially with the light show on Jaws. Anyone just familiar with that game, the blue shimmering light effects that they already do in the game, coupled with the glitter, really do make it look like something special. And the brass on the wire form, some people are not into that. I think the fact that it looks like very like old and maritime, and like an old boat, looks very, very cool. And the trim in person, dude, it just looks great. And there's like I was thinking before I saw it, everyone was complaining about how the art is the same on all sides, right? But that's what you see when you see a picture of it. When you're standing there looking at it from any angle, you're just seeing the art one time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me. It didn't bother me. And in fact, it's the best art. Everyone was pissed off about the translate on the premium anyways, because it wasn't the Jaws poster. Now the whole damn thing is the Jaws poster. If I had the money, I would buy one right now. I honestly would.
Yeah.
Shout
Shout out Rocket Pops, dude.
seriously. And then a little cool thing that happened to me, which was unexpected. But I ran into Mike Vinacore. He was like from Stern. He was actually there.
That was cool.
I actually got a chance to chat him up for a minute. Told him that that I owned a James Bond and that I thought that the code on that absolutely rocked ever since he did the updates and stuff like that.
Sweet.
Total cheeseball markout moment. But
Hey, we all have our own celebrities.
pinball celebrities are interesting because nobody else would give a shit, but I give a shit because I'm also a programmer and I know how much work he must have put into it. So I was like, I just gotta thank the dude. California Extreme was great. I got there, made a beeline for the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet, spent a half an hour, and did not lose one match. The first match was
Nice,
double flawless to dude, put him into a babality. I think that if people out there that are listening know this, especially from back in the day, that sound of the babality, the sound of the baby crying on the screen is like chum in the water, to borrow a phrase from Jaws, to other Mortal Kombat players because they just want to whoop your ass for doing that to them. And so it was a blast. It was absolutely fun.
Dude.
I'm gonna have to start doing more stuff.
Did
like
they do
that.
a parallel tournament? Do they have a tournament on arcades?
They had no. I don't. Well, if they did, I wasn't aware of it. I was aware of the pinball
They
tournament.
do the classics. And
Yeah. But the pinball tournament was on Saturday. I didn't make it up till Sunday. I actually did want to play in the tournament. There was just too much going on that week.
Yeah, I was supposed to go on
It was not gonna
Friday and try to do the early quality.
Yeah.
And I was not just like, dude, I can't get over there. And
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
Yeah, I know.
I actually signed up. Bro. Like, I'm ready to go.
Right.
And I was like, oh man. What was
Yeah. For people who are not from our luxurious town of Santa Cruz, California, you should know that even though the California Extreme was less than like 30 minutes away by car, I guess more like 45 minutes away by car, because of traffic in California, no one here ever wants to go over there. And so and so it's very difficult for us to leave our oasis here.
Ecologically speaking, we are an island.
We are. Yeah, exactly. And it's California, right? We know how to party. So that's just how it goes.
And that's the way the news goes.
All right. So moving on to, I had this thought experiment that popped into my mind, and because I've been trying to think of things to talk about for the show. And what's interesting is the things that I end up wanting to talk about on the show are not the things that when I'm like brainstorming. It's just stuff that pops into my head while I'm doing other shit. And so I've come up with this thought experiment called the operator's dilemma, because I am currently in the process of prepping a new route location. It's going along as smoothly as those things can go along in the early stages. Dean here owns and operates the arcade we are sitting in. And in the spirit of these types of decisions, I've designed the following thought experiment. So you got to choose 3 pins to put on a route. So the first pin is one that you feel would be the best bang for the buck, meaning the pin you could pick up for the least amount of money right now, but you still think would earn enough to make it worth it. And then the second pin is one that would be risky. In other words, you think it probably would do pretty well, but it's going to have some problem very likely. Either it's going to be mechanically unstable, it's going to be of a subject matter that people might find offensive and therefore not want their kids to go near or anything like that, or any other caveat you can think of, anything, right? And then the third is the one that you think, like basically no matter what you spent on it, you plop it down and that thing is going to earn straight cash. And so I will go ahead and go first. So you have some more time to think about it, because I kind of dropped this on you. Yeah, for sure. Take your time. So the one that I feel will be the best bang for your buck, I actually went back and forth on this for a while. And one of my original thoughts was like, well, Lethal Weapon is a great pin. And it is a popular movie franchise and they're dirt cheap, right? But here's the thing that they said not so worth it. The thing is, would it make its money back? And I think that 20 years ago, sure. But like right now, that's such like a reach back to the past that you might get a random dude that comes up and is like, oh, Lethal Weapon, I want to play it just because of the name, right? But it's like, but I really don't think, by that anyone's going to be like, that's actually going to make enough to even make back the $3,000 or $4,000 that it costs right now.
That's your riskiest choice.
No, I'm saying it was my consideration. It's like my honorable mention for my best bang for the buck.
Gotcha. What's the buck going for on that?
So those go for about 35 to 4,000 high end. You can get them as low as 25 if you want to do some work on them and stuff like that. But you know what I actually think I settled on for best bang for my buck? And people are going to think I'm crazy and think that this should be in the risky column. But I also think best bang for your buck is going to be something like Houdini or Galactic Tank Force, which is actually where I'm going. I'm going to go with Galactic Tank Force because
that's my answer.
because
I love it. Fuck yeah.
They're going for cheap, and I'm a serious.
Literally, like it's under $5,000. It's here.
Yeah.
Houdini. It's in the little back corner.
Right.
People can see it. It's colorful.
It's a curiosity.
It never breaks.
People want
besides the fact that mine is currently.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
Sure. It's held up,
literally
dude. That thing's been a tank.
The least issues.
Yeah.
I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's like the American Pinball crushed that build.
Yeah, they did actually.
I never have to it's never getting so dirty as all the other ones. Like, nothing that dude.
And it's got cool shit.
It's
got loaded cool.
That's why it's in the corner, because in that weird awkward spot, I can't actually open it. So I'm like,
oh,
put that back there because I never have to do it because it's the and people love that game.
They do,
especially
I love it.
No pinball. They just come up to it like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
catapult,
unique shots,
lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's my choice.
But I'm going with Galactic Tank Forces, and the
Okay,
reason I'm going with Galactic Tank Forces
I've
is
never played that.
for many similar reasons. One, it is very colorful, right? It's like you see that and you're like, oh, 50s nostalgia, tanks, UFOs, and everything else. The other thing is, as a Mortal Kombat fan, I'm a huge Carrie Ann Hoskins fan, and what people don't realize is that I actually have hardly seen this mentioned online by people. She is one of the actresses in the game. They have like I don't know if you know the game very well. They have like vignettes that are supposed to be like 50 style sci-fi. And she plays one of the characters. And she was Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
and
cool.
so like the fact that she's in it, and plus it's like they're pretty cheap. And I enjoyed playing it when I shot it once. And I haven't really ever heard anybody that has played it that didn't like it. So and also when you think about it from a routing perspective, I'm putting this down, right? People are gonna be drawn to it. Kids could be drawn to that. Like it's one of those games,
really
it's
is.
loaded with toys. It's one of
Yes,
those things
what
where
kind
it's
of
like,
cool stuff.
okay, I think that would make its money.
Yeah.
And I think that it would be a good buy because they're very, very cheap. You're practically buying, right? You can probably call American Pinball today and talk them down off their price. But it's how
I heard
things
they
are
were
going.
remaking it. I heard they're making new ones.
They did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is actually kind of crazy to me. Because I think they still have inventory of the old ones, so I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. So since you got my answer first, I'm going to change my answer.
Sure.
I'm now going to choose NBA Fast Break. And nobody will go out and buy those because I want one.
Yeah.
But for me, I see that game, and that is such a just approachable game. Anyone who doesn't know anything, it's just like shoot the ramp, shoot a basket. It's fun. I've never had to work on it yet, so I don't know how breakable it has some mechs and stuff. But it's such, dude, that game I could play when I go to Lynn's. I'd be like bored of whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna go play NBA Fast Break. I'm trying to get like 100 points. You
Yeah.
know? And you could play that game all night. It's
Yeah.
so simple, and the scores are shooting hoops. Like anyone can wrap their head around that. It's
Also,
very
the-
approachable, pretty cheap.
The theme being basketball
Yeah.
is very approachable. Kids
Yeah,
are going to like
sports
that.
bar or any
Sport,
kind of thing,
anything,
dude, like-
pizza place, anything. People are going to want to approach that. It's not much different than plopping down an NBA Jam.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's just an immediately recognizable theme,
Yeah.
and you're not spending $1 million
Super
to
fun.
get
It's
in
a
there.
giant
Yeah.
kicker in the middle. Who doesn't want to hit kickers, dude?
Right. Okay, so moving on to pins that would be risky. This took me a little more time to think about than most things, because to be honest with you,
Yeah, I'm stuck on it.
one thing I was thinking was, because I'm so obsessed with the Shadow right now. That was kind of my first thought, because the risk in there is that they're old, and I would be worried about them breaking. And when anything breaks on the Shadow, it's
Anything
it's a day's worth
old.
of work.
Yeah,
at
anything
least.
old, yeah.
But I will tell you, here's where I'm going to go, because the idea, again, remember the ultimate idea is still that this is going to make money, even though you think it's risky. You're betting that it's more likely to make money.
Mhm.
And so I am going with Rick and Morty. Now, it's risky for a couple of reasons. One, it's not that cheap, pretty expensive. Two, people who play it a lot that don't like hard games don't like it because it's hard, right? And three, it's a mid to early spooky and can have issues if you do not put it together right. So those are three potentially big risks that you're using. Also, the content, there's a lot of swearing and stuff like that. That could put some people off. But here's why I think it
Has
would
a
work.
6 subwoofer too.
It does. Here's why I think it would work, though. It is one of the most popular themes alive.
That'll
right
get
now.
first touch. Any kid will be like,
Any
that
kid,
one. I wanna
Any
play it." Yeah.
teenager that sees it is going
Simpsons
to go
kind of
play
gets
it.
that here.
Yeah,
You know, it's
absolutely.
like, oh, I want to play that one.
Same
You're like,
exact
okay.
idea. And so I really think, because of that, the hotness of it right now, that if you got a good one and you reinforce the crap out of whatever could be wrong with it physically,
Yeah.
then I think that it could be worth it. But it is a big risk, because you never know what's going to happen with a game that's hard.
Yeah.
People can play it once and be like, this is hard, and never put another dollar in it ever again.
Yeah. So risky, but it's risky, but you want it in there.
You want it in there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
because you think it could do pretty good, but you know that there are some problems with it.
For me, I don't know. Obviously, I only have like the network of games I've worked on here, but for me, I'd want something that isn't gonna break, or that like I would want it, but it breaks a lot. You know, and
Sure.
it has issues with that, or like I was thinking about stuck balls, dude. Like I used to see it at the boardwalk all the time. Like just ball stuck, and there's no one there to like if you're
Stuck
not like,
balls can kill.
yeah, all of
your
a sudden it's
business.
like, oh, the game's not working, and, like,
Yep.
and then it's just you're done.
Yep.
It's down. You're down again.
Yep, now you've done again.
Yeah, and like a game that has a lot of spec points, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have one, but I always loved the Mandalorian.
Mando's a good game.
Yeah,
I like
Mandalorian
it too.
And I was at the boardwalk.
It was,
but
yeah.
I never got to play it ever because it was always broken.
Yeah, it does.
It was always broken, like that weird little thing, and then it was
Yeah.
like the Mando helmet thing was
Right.
like all messed up, and that era like Deadpool. Like Deadpool at the boardwalk. I don't know if this is common, but you would shoot this battle scoop and it
Yeah.
would never start. And I was like, that's the whole game.
That's
Like,
well, that
I don't
seems
even
like
wanna play it.
that seems like a bad solution. I actually haven't ever played a Deadpool that had that issue, but I have seen Mandos with issues all over the place.
Yeah.
Even though the game is really fun.
I love
to
that
get
game.
into it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a Brian Eddy. You're not going to go wrong with Brian Eddy. I also think there's a secondary risk involved in that property is slightly dated and it was very niche.
Yeah.
Like, if you, I actually heard the guys on, shout out to Loser Kid, but it's like if you walked up to somebody on the street and said, who's Luke Skywalker? Everyone will know. If you walk up and say, who's the Mandalorian? Still a lot of people are going to know, but it's a smaller audience, right? So like it's slight. I will include that as a potential risk, but I really think that your risk is going to be maintenance and stuck balls and like all the things that can go wrong in that because it's a pretty finicky little machine.
Yeah.
I do think you're right though. That could be an earner because there's a reason people bought the shit out
Star
of it.
Wars.
It's Star Wars, dude.
And it has little baby Grogu or whatever.
It does, yeah.
It's got
Grogu in it. It's actually a fun game too.
Yeah, I still love it.
The premium is fantastic.
The premium is the sickest with the helmet that comes out, or the LE.
So
I played
fantastic.
Matheson's.
Yeah.
That was my first tournament ever.
Really?
The Beskar
Yeah.
Bonanza or whatever.
Yeah.
It was playing.
That's cool.
Matheson's LE.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, no, it's
I never
a
touched an
genius
LE
idea.
before, and I was
That's
like, this game is crazy.
That's
nice.
such classic Brian Eddy. Like, I'm just gonna make something that like you don't think you could do, and it's like, and it works. It
Yeah.
actually works, which is
Yeah.
fucking fantastic. Okay, and then finally, a pen that, in your opinion, would easily be the best earner, no matter what it would cost to purchase. And I'm gonna go ahead. I thought about this long and hard. Because right now there are so many
Who's gonna
bangers.
go? Who's gonna go?
You want to go first? All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
Harry Potter. I'm going to go ahead and just say Jaws. I would put
Sick.
Jaws
All
because
right, there we
I have first off, I've heard from every operator that operates it for coin drop that the thing just fills up with quarters. So like that's right there. That's already.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Electric
we live
bat
in
was
Santa
very
Cruz.
sick. Yeah.
Like there's so many people that I hear podcasters that are like, I get why Jaws is great, but I didn't really grow up
I
with
don't
the
have
film
an
because
option,
it's
yeah.
older than us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's older than you and me.
Yeah.
But like when you live this like in Santa Cruz, this close to the beach, it's like a rite of passage growing up and watching that movie over and over and over. So I just don't think that there's. I think that there are themes equal to it,
Yeah.
but I think that you would get the most bang for
yeah.
your buck just owning one. Plus, I'd want to play it every time I go to my location. So I'd be happy.
Here in Santa Cruz, I might switch my answer to Radical. Radical would be a sick game.
Yes, it would.
I love that game every time I go.
It's
to
amazing.
friends.
Yeah.
Again, that has a lot of moving parts. So maybe I might go
Oh,
into
it
the
does.
breakable section.
Yeah.
But it's a game that I think would be really terrific. But I think Harry Potter is gonna is gonna rip.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put, that's what I'm saying. There's so many bangers right now. You could, but Harry Potter is one of those games that it's evergreen.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the stuff that went on with J.K. Rowling and everything. And like during
There's
during
still
the
sick books coming
during
out.
the
I
height
listened to
of
one the other
cancel
day.
culture, and people still don't care because Harry Potter's so beloved, right? It's like we've
Yeah.
just detached Rowling from the process and said, no, we like the wizard, screw you. But like, you know what I mean? Like, because the story is so great, the story is so rich. It appeals to kids, it appeals to their parents.
Yeah.
It's and also the thing shoots great. So
Yeah.
I think that people would put
I haven't
more
even
money
touched
in
it yet,
every
but
time.
I would put that on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's a good one. So there you have it, folks. Those are our lists for the operator's dilemma this week. Before we go, I wanted to jump in here and say for a closing segment, a couple of different things. We want to know what you want to see from us and hear from us. The email address is midlifearcade@gmail.com. And you can let us know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, ideas for segments, any helps with fixes that you need. Would you like us to add video to these podcasts? I actually have an idea right now for a website that is just pinball cheat sheets for tournaments. So instead of going to like PinWiki or Pinball, PinFac or whatever, or Pinside to look up rules in the middle of a tournament, you literally go and it's a one sheet that's like, for tournaments, here's the strategy. And, you can
Tournament
upvote it,
play.
downvote it, and
Yeah.
be like, this is the strat that everyone says is the best. And boom, you're off to the races. And it fits on like an index card or on your phone, literally in one screen. It's like, this is what you shoot for to get the best score. And that way, when you're in a tournament, you pull a game that you've never played before. You don't got to go and read the rules and figure out, okay, how do I get to the multi-ball? Is the multi-ball even lucrative? All that stuff that you don't know. Just boom, pinballcheatsheets.com or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that's
That'd
an
be
idea
huge.
that I have. Do you people want it? We want to give the people what they want. So let us know. midliferarcade@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, that's pin tips.
Yeah, there are various things, right? But I'm interested in like
I forget about it.
yeah.
I'm like on match play, it's in my pocket.
I look at it all the time because whenever I pull a new game, playing here mostly now, I know all the games.
I like to vote up and vote.
That's what I'm interested in right there is the like community support, right?
Yeah.
Because there could be a better strat than someone
Yeah.
puts out there and the community could end up agreeing. And you're like, but then it's nice to have both in case like, well, the shot that they've outlined in this one, I can't hit. So what's the other one, right? Like, so I think that a way to simplify that information is great. The pin tips thing probably has it covered and I'm just blowing smoke, but like that, but it's one of those ideas where I'm like, if I could make this super easy, I think that would be an actual service to people. But regardless, folks, write in, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, he's got to make it an app and make it super addictive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put
What's
the old Windows 95 pinball game in it, and then you'd have it. You'd have it right there. People would want to play that and check out pinball cheat sheet stuff.
Cheat sheets.
I do want to say,
Or
folks,
dude, you just got to make it an augmented reality lens thing. That
there you go.
It will like,
Right.
On Pirates of the Caribbean, it has the compass.
Right.
And it tells you what to do on the game. You
Yeah.
just have the augmented reality where it's like, shoot the shot. And you're like,
Right, it like overlays what shot.
Yeah,
you're supposed to hit. Once we get to that, that's like some of the like high tech golf stuff people use to see with the putters and shit.
Was it At Rainbow's End? That book?
Yeah,
Dude, it's sick.
Yeah.
I highly recommend go read that.
I'll have to check it out. I actually haven't read that one.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Before I go, actually, I also want to say I apologize for missing a week or a couple weeks, actually. We had the holiday, and then Dean and I actually recorded an episode that, let me tell you, folks, was pure magic. And my decision to use the internet directly to upload our audio content to save space on my computer did not go as planned. And when I got home, I only had about 30% of the episode. So at the very least, I've got some stuff that's clippable, but you missed our opinions on the AI debacle with Harry Potter. I downloaded the wrong Predator pinball machine, sexual predator jokes
to
that were
catch a
hilarious.
predator.
Right, exactly.
That's definitely coming out.
I actually heard.
No, someone's doing that.
No, I heard on. No, God, no.
Dude, get the Van Candy.
What was it? It was.
I was laughing.
Slam Tilt. Slam Tilt said the same thing to catch a predator, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
This
they
is
did.
Off. We got there 2 weeks earlier.
I
couldn't. And I didn't get it out. I didn't.
It's
get
too
it
good.
out.
It's low-hanging fruit.
Yep.
Stealing candy from a baby.
It is. I know it's easy, but we still got there first, and it makes me sad. Anyways, folks.
I mean, we had fun, dude.
We had an amazing time. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just an excuse to talking about pinball. You guys as superfluity, but not though, really. Anyways, this is Lawrence Adams and Dean Roblee coming to you from 9 3/4, and we are saying, may all your scores be high and may all your balls be extra. We will see you next time.
Step through the wall and into the magic. 9 3/4 Pinball Arcade in Soquel, California. Dozens of classic and modern machines, wizard-level fun, and enough pins to make your head spin. Open Tuesday through Sunday, 3:33 to 11:11 p.m. Muggles welcome.